we actually did mean to do an episode last week, but we're gonna take life at our own pace.
It was just also very hot.
Yeah,
it's
very hot in LA right now, and weirdly humid. Like, why are we getting so humid over here? I thought we were supposed to be like a dry desert, arid area.
El Nino, I think.
What is El Nino?
Just
no one knows.
Tropical
it's like
storms.
Scientology.
I don't know.
Tax evasion is what El
it feels
Nino
random. It's just like every time the what are the weather people called? The
meteorologists?
Yeah, the meteorologists. Just I feel like every once in a while, whenever they want at a random time, they're like, "Oh, El Nino. Yep, that's what's going on, El Nino."
What you're witnessing right now is two podcasters trying desperately to warm up. This is, when like fucking you go to a show early and you see the band warm up and they're like playing off key notes. That's what's happening right now. La 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 la.
Yeah.
La 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 la. Anyway, as you see by the title, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be giving you a early season power rankings of what we think about the players of season 28 thus far.
Yeah.
And spoilers alert, it's a little bit of a steamroll by one faction in the house, or so it seems.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, do you want to intro us?
Yeah.
Let's take us in, dude.
Welcome back to Sooki Sooki, the world's first Big Brother and Traders sports podcast. We're covering week 1 and week 2.
Yeah.
And honestly, not a lot I feel like happened in week 1, but it did feel like the preparation, the filler episode to what set up week 2, because week 2's kind of just been a lot
I feel
crazier.
like in a lot of ways, like the beginnings of season 28 and season 26 feel similar. A showmance blossoms where everybody's like, why? Come on. It's too early. You're saying I love you already? That's weird, bro. He seems like a stage 5 clinger. Girl, run. Similar beginnings as Matt and Mackenzie, and we all know how that ended up. Not putting anything on Rome for real, but similar situations, and likewise in both situations, Angela did not like it. Okay, she saw young love blossom, and she was like, ew, we can't let that happen.
Gotta nip that in the bud.
Gotta nip. I never got to experience that. I'm not gonna put that on her. That's fucked up.
No, she's been with the same guy for 5 ever.
Shout out Chuck.
Maybe it's no,
Shout
and
out
she
Chuck.
loves Chuck. She loves Chuck. But also, like, what is it about Big Brother that like brings out this level of commitment in men that like The Bachelor and Love Island cannot bring out in anybody else? Like,
I think they just start fumigating the house with like Axe body spray, and it does something to their brain.
They're just like they're putting like weird chemicals in the air vents.
They need to continue producing Big Brother contestants.
Yeah,
It's a pipeline. Okay, lift the wool from over your eyes. Okay, look behind the curtain, people. The Big Brother machine.
I want to say ethically I would have a problem if they were really putting chemicals in the air vents, but also part of me is like, if they were honest about it and that was something that the contestants knew about, I would be like, yes, make the show better, do it.
We are always saying they need more challenges. So.
More psychological torture.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's dark. So we started seeing Rome and Lyric get really, really close, and as hot and heavy as Rome was hitting Lyric with Lyric was reciprocating in kind, and we were all like, oh God, oh no, this seems so unsustainable.
Yeah. It was very confusing because she had a lot of she was saying a lot of the opposite things to other people, like, oh yeah, like I haven't said I love you to him yet, and he's moving too fast, and this and that, and like we're not technically an item, and all these things, but then going back to him and being like, I love you so much, I love you, I love you, I can't wait to be with you on the outside.
Yeah.
All this stuff, and then I think that also just made them more of a target, which obviously we'll talk about as we get into the second week.
Yeah, but like it seemed like at first they were kind of trying to hide it, but at a certain point they just abandoned any pretense of not being a showmance.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you form a showmance at the beginning of a show, people are going to take notice. That's like a declarative final two,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, that's why showmances are so bad, because when you form a final two, you generally don't have to, like, make out with them.
Yeah.
Easier to keep it hidden when you don't have to make out with them.
Yeah. You just immediately also tell everybody, I'm always going to choose this person over you, and we're also going to always be voting the same way.
Yeah. So very, very poor move for the beginning of the game, but it seems to happen without fail in like at least half the season. So there must be something happening. There must be some pheromones being pumped in, like you said.
Yeah, something in the water. So week 1, obviously we get introduced to
Did we already talk about the who wins the first HOH and all that?
No, we have to we can cover all of week 1. I feel like pretty quickly, because I feel like it's pretty not much happens. So week 1, we get introduced to the third vet, which is D from Survivor. And then the 3 returning vets are the only people who are eligible to play for the HOH. But everybody essentially has to group up, and they play that the balancing puzzle game where one person has to build the puzzle and then everybody else is just kind of holding it, trying to balance it. D crushes it. Everything she touches turns to gold, so she wins. She's the first HOH.
Yeah. And she basically, I feel like she very smartly spent her I mean, it's not like she invented this, but she spent a lot of her HOH week kind of asking for opinions, which simultaneously kind of reinforces in people's minds that she's not as smart as she may appear because she's a Survivor winner. Which is something I feel like has been an intentional part of her strategy, is just to try to make people feel like she's more of a competitor than a strategist,
Yeah.
And so she was very keen on kind of collecting a consensus so she can kind of, feel out the house and also not seem like she's driving things too much. And I feel like it works for the most part, because a lot of people seem to think that, other members of the veterans are driving her HOH,
Yeah, for somebody who has the first HOH, and normally that, that's the first person to get any blood, the first person to have a reason to be put up or targeted. But she somehow convinced everybody that the sentiment early on was that she doesn't really know a lot. And then it's everybody else who knows more than her.
Yeah. I also feel like Dee did a good job of trying to craft like a strategy that both worked with what she wanted to get done with the house, what she wanted to get done in the house, and also kind of made sense to everybody she put up, which is that she wanted to put up one person from every group that was in the comp,
Yeah. Well, there's also a moment early on where her group that's like balancing everything out, she kind of makes a comment, probably just like, just to be nice, but like, I don't know that she really meant this, or,
right.
She doesn't remember it later, but she's like, oh, everybody here's safe, don't worry. Probably just to, like gain some sort of like allyship early on as somebody who, in case she doesn't win, in the event that she doesn't win, she has some allies already forming, she buys a little equity with these newbies.
Yeah.
But she does end up winning, and then she gets approached immediately with a couple alliances. She gets approached with what ends up becoming the Red Corner, which includes her, Devins, Kamu, Chuck, and Haley. And they name it the Red Corner because that's what Kamu says. That's where the winning side fights from.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you should put up. I think they do target most of the people that she ends up putting up, but they also say like Barrett, or I feel like they also mention Lala maybe. But it doesn't really matter, but she ends up putting up, like you said, one person from every group. So she puts up Yash, Mallory, who else?
Taylor? Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor. Yeah. One person from every group.
Yeah, and I think like most of her week was kind of most of the relational equity she was bought in this situation was just based on like everyone was like, okay, it makes sense. She just kind of had like a very fair rule of thumb that she was going to use. I think the only thing that could come back to bite her a little bit is Yash, given that he was a part of her group, and then she did technically promise him safety. So that is going to be like a little alarm bell sounded in his head, and whether he wins power in the coming weeks remains to be seen, and whether he targets her. I'm pretty sure he will target her, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then another alliance gets formed, which is called the Crossovers, which includes all of the returning vets. So Dee, Devins, Angela, and then it also includes Drew.
Did you say includes?
Includes.
That's racist.
It's too many like Dee, Drew, like too many too many names.
Dee, Drew, Barrett, Angela, and Devins.
Yeah, thank you.
Devins of the Rick variety. And they are the crossovers.
Yeah.
And it's called the crossovers because they have a Big Brother vet and a Survivor vet. And they're,
Yeah.
it's like a crossover episode.
Yeah.
And and I feel like right off the bat, Barrett was already 1 foot out of the alliance because he was like, oh, I was the last one to be approached. Interesting.
Yeah, he was like, I was not in the room when this was formed. I will remember this, but I will say yes. So this is a good alliance. It feels like for the vets, and honestly for Drew and for Barrett.
Yeah, it kind of feels like everybody probably has the same expectations out of it. Like I don't think anyone in that alliance will really get that upset if anyone cuts anyone loose. Everyone seems a little bit cutthroat in that alliance, you know. I don't think like Rick would take anything personally. If he gets backstabbed, I feel like he would giggle.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Let's go. This is excellent. This is excellent game TV ship."
So the veto competition comes, and can't remember what it is anymore. So long ago.
It's the pipe comp. It's the pipe comp, and it's Dee and the noms, obviously, which are Mallory. Taylor.
Yeah.
And then it's also Melody and Barrett also play, and it's the pipe competition. And Mallory, who's been, having a normal reaction to being put up on the block and crying, and her allies have been distancing themselves from her because they're like, she cannot emotionally handle herself. So she She gets the motivation and she locks in with her rocket scientistness. So she wins this pipe competition. It's basically a pipe puzzle competition. So she wins, and then Dee is like, oh no, I have to put up a replacement. And the red corner are like, okay, obviously Barrett, because he's a tall man. So he's threatening. And then she's like, nah, it's going to be Ashley. And Ashley, who hasn't really been playing, I think gets the sense that, like, oh, I'm maybe an option. So she does try to approach her. And she gives it a good try, as good as I think she probably could, with her knowledge of the game. And then Dee is like, I'm going to be real.
mean, yeah, sure. But her one big, like, move was, oh, I'm just going to lie. I'm going to lie about a bunch of people, actually.
Oh, yeah. Then but she almost had it. Then she freaking messed it up.
What do you mean she almost had it?
Well, because they were going to she was going to go up anyway, remember, after they put her up, but they were going to save her and vote out somebody else after they put her up.
You mean she had it if she had done nothing?
Well, she was always going to be a nomination, and then after she had gone up on the block, they were figuring out, like, okay, do we vote out you? Do we vote out...
Yash.
Yeah, do we vote out Yash? Who are we going to vote out?
Yeah.
And then they were going to keep her.
They were
and they literally
Yash.
approached her and they were like, okay, we're thinking of keeping you because you have no allies and, like, you're obviously not very much of a threat. And she was like, that's right, I'm not. I've never had a burger. I'm not threatening at all. There's nothing more threatening than someone who's never had a burger.
I've had all the ingredients separately, but never together. Never together.
Always separately. I hate when my food touches.
I like to eat the patties raw. I don't know why. I eat the patties raw.
I'm Cyclosporia can't get me, man.
I'm so quirky. I like raw meat. I like raw carcasses.
And then so they tell her that we're like, hey, we're gonna save you, and then she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna tell everybody that I'm being saved. So she approaches people and she's like, hey, a big ass group is gonna save me, so you better you better vote with the house.
You know who my daddy is, dude?
I have the backing of a large donor. You cannot go against me. And then they were like, wait, what? And then they were like, hey, everybody, did you guys say this? And then everybody was like, no, what the fuck? Yeah. Everybody talked to everybody, and then they realized it wasn't true.
Yeah,
and
she forgot about the one tiny detail that other people can talk to other people.
Yeah, no, literally.
She
so
was like, I think they can only all talk to me.
Yeah.
She does seem like the type of gal who thinks everyone is just an NPC besides her. You know, she clearly has a lot of main character syndrome.
There's a lot of like TikTok farming this season going on.
Yeah.
And also in the middle of this, there's a small alliance that forms called the Court Gestures, which contains Jason, Mallory, and Drew. And Mallory and Drew are becoming very, very close. And somehow Jason ends up in that. And there's
Mallory and Drew.
Melody
and Drew.
Sorry, Melody. I got my Mel's
Melody,
mixed
the
up.
corporate game
there's
show
Mal,
host, not
and then
the
there's
rocket
Mel.
scientist.
Mal and Mel.
Yeah, they seem to have like. I don't know if it's a blossoming showmance, but they're very close.
Yeah, they seem like they are really trust each other. Like, she doesn't have a lot of allies also. And there's a moment previously where Jason is crying to Angela, and then she leaves, and then he looks at the camera, and he's like, bitch, I got you. And then he goes and he tells the Court Gestures, not realizing that Drew is also in another alliance with Angela. So, you know, they use that information also. Yeah,
we've spent a lot of time on this week. I feel like we should skip forward a little bit. So, you know, we're going to fast forward to the blockbuster. And Yash wins.
Yeah.
And Ashley goes home. And she's a good sport about it. And then the next week, who wins HOH?
Then it's Devon's. They do the shuffleboard competition, and he was not even trying to win.
Yeah, he was trying to give it away to Haley.
Yeah.
And just accidentally happens to win. Doesn't really, I mean, obviously you're never going to be upset about having HOH and safety, but he's excited to use his power and start stirring some drama up.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of this week, it's been brought to our attention that, like, he and Rome had a little bit of a, you know, they were giving each other information. They weren't necessarily in a final two, but they were like, you know, he kind of promised Rome safety.
They had like kind of an understanding. They had
like a handshake agreement.
Yeah, like I feel like they both recognized that they were on opposite sides of the house, and they were just kind of like, you know, like I'll cover you with my side while you cover me with your side for the time being until eventually, you know, we duke it out. And so yeah, so Rome approaches Devon's obviously after he wins HOH and is like, these are all the people I would like to protect. And he mentions a really large group that includes
Lala, Jason, obviously Lyric, Taylor?
Yeah, I think Taylor's in there.
And himself.
Yeah, and himself. And then
Yash.
And Yash. And then Devon's is like, boil it down. And then he says...
I feel like legitimately Devon's... The reason why their relationship went to shit was just because Devon's didn't want to do any more mental math.
Yeah.
He just got bored of like whatever, you know, transactional
he was like,
they were having.
No, keep going.
No, yeah, he got a headache and he was like, you know what? I actually don't care about having a relationship with this guy.
Yeah.
And in that moment, he was like, I'm actually going to target you now because you asked me for too much.
No, I think you're exactly right. You could literally see him in that moment being like, all right, now I'm gonna fuck it all up.
Yeah.
Because he's mentioning all these people, and he's literally like, he's furrowing his brows, and he's like, okay, I have to protect your people and two of the alliances that I'm in. This leaves nobody.
Dude, it's like when you're a kid and like you have a friend and they're like, they never, you know, you bring like a new bag of chips that no one's ever had before. And he's like, oh my God, I've never even seen those. Can I try one?
Yeah.
And then he starts eating too much. So you just crunch up the whole thing. You just throw it away. You know?
You're like, nobody can have it now. Nobody can enjoy this
Devon's
thing.
did, basically.
Nobody can enjoy this. I also feel like, I don't think this was intentional or not, but I wished that it was when he makes, you know, Rome make his own mess by being like, name only 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect. Now I have this piece of information I can use against you, that these are the 3 that you want to pick out of the actual people you're aligned with.
I don't think he has planned anything. I think he's just really great at improvising.
No, he's definitely like
I was
a
about
gut
to say
player.
Improvising.
He's flying by the seat of his pants, man.
Yeah, but he's really great at like understanding the information he's given. So he knew that was going to be leverage at some point. And at the nomination ceremony, when he puts up, who did he put up? He put up Lala. No, he put up.
He asked
he put up
Rome.
Lyric. He put up Melody, and then he put up who's the
Jason.
third? Jason.
Yeah, he was like, "Who's your 3 closest people that you don't want up?" And then he said, "Me, Lyric, Jason." So then he literally was like, "All right, Yoink, that's who's going up." And then Melody, for some reason, everybody doesn't like her, so she's up there also.
And on the way out at the nomination ceremony, he made sure to like fully piss on his grave and be like, "Oh, by the way, this is kind of what he chose." Because I asked him who he wanted to protect. He gave me a big list. I said narrow it down, and this is who he narrowed it down to. So, low-key, this is on him.
Yeah, no, he literally was like, Lala, he said, fuck you. Taylor, he said, fuck you. Hey, he said, and then Jason and Angela get into a fight because Jason's like, it's your HOH, Angela. And then she's in a fucking egg costume because she wins the fucking time capsule, but she doesn't win the competition. So she gets punished with an egg detective outfit. So Angela's wearing a fucking egg costume the whole time going, you're a messy bitch, you messy boy. And then Jason is just crashing out.
There was a point in the conversation where I could feel Angela teeing up some like borderline not okay shit to say. You know, I could just feel it loading up in the back of her brain. But she somehow landed the plane without being overly offensive. And honestly, she won the conversation. Even though she was cringe for saying like America's got my back.
I just remembered that part of the when she was like, that's why America's protecting me from you. It's like, all right.
Don't acknowledge us.
You know that it could also be a punishment. You know that it also might mean that we don't like you because we want you to maybe get a punishment. It could be either one of those, man.
Yeah, but she would read it like that. She almost talked about America like America was like Jesus.
I'm just so sick of everybody talking about America or like referencing other shows when they're like, oh my god, blah blah blah, it's so challenge coded.
Well, I mean, like all these old game show contestants are essentially like the older versions of Cloud Chasers, you know? So it's not really surprising when they're so concerned with like America and perception. And
yeah, but the young people too are.
Hey, everybody's fame hungry, you know? Turns out if you go on Big Brother, you're probably okay with being watched and you probably want to be watched.
True.
So, Devin chooses the nuclear option, and he's like, you know, during the whole nomination ceremony, he's trying to like hide a vicious hard-on, and he walks away from the situation, barely containing his joy.
Yeah, no, he was like, I'm gonna start a war. Also, there's a moment we forgot to mention before the nomination ceremony where essentially everyone gets called into the house except for gets called up into the HOH room except for Rome, Lyric, Jason, Mallory, Melody, Taylor, Lala. Everybody else gets called up into the HOH room in a not subtle way at like 3 a.m. And Devins is like, this is my plan. I'm going to blow things up. And then Drew is like, okay, let's all become an alliance called the Tool Shed. I've wanted this since I was a child, even though that is like a complete lie. I don't know why he does it. It pisses off his allies. And so Rome and Lyric and Jason.
Can we talk about that for a second? I genuinely don't know what his goal is with that. Like he said he doesn't take it seriously. He wants it to blow up. But, like, I don't understand how that could possibly benefit his game, to, like, create an alliance like that with a bunch of people and have it blow up.
Maybe he meant it as sarcasm and it just got read not the right way.
Either way, man, what the hell?
Yeah. Anyways.
For someone who's such a game bot most of the time, like, he truly is a game bot. Like, you could tell he, like, you know, did his homework, probably was a big fan of the show, and, like, you know, spent a lot of time thinking about his strategy because every move or every action in the house seems to have like some kind of game relevance to him, you know?
I saw a video essay of somebody talking about like the like subconscious subliminals he's sending us by trying to like dress like Dan Giesling.
Oh my god, dude.
And he's like talked about like, oh, I'm this, and the way that like him and Barrett talk to each other, like he's like, oh, you're Dr. Drew, you're not Dr. Will, you're Dr. Drew.
Okay, I thought that moment was gonna annoy me a lot more because obviously that's cringe to say, but the way they said it, it was almost kind of like Beavis and Buttheady. They were like, "You're Dr. Will." No, I'm Dr. Drew.
It's still cringe.
It is a little cringe, but
Anyways,
it's kind of like funny.
Everybody gets called up into the HOH room, and Rome and Lyric and Jason have been awokened, obviously, because they're like, this was not subtle. And then they're just like making coffee, and they're like, hey, something is literally happening right in front of our faces. And then Rome goes up there. You forgot
a detail, which was that they were all sleeping in the have-not room together.
Yeah,
and
I said
Barrett was in there, and like none of them could really fall asleep fully because the have-not bed is spinning.
Yeah.
So all of the people in there are probably like sleeping with one eye open.
Yeah.
And Angela literally goes up to Barrett, or was it Angela?
Angela wakes up Barrett. Haley comes in there earlier and she wakes up somebody. Like they're not. No, I did mention that they all got woken up in like not subtle, sneaky ways. I didn't provide the imagery, which is kind of hilarious. But so they're just in the kitchen watching everybody scurry up one by one, and then Rome goes up there and starts ringing the doorbell for like 5 minutes, and they don't answer. They ignore him, and he was like, "Well, I got all the information I needed."
Yeah.
And then after the nomination, is it before the nomination ceremony that he threatens Devins, or is it after?
No, it's after. It's after.
Yes.
He's furious, but he's still able to kind of like. You can tell he's just so pissed. He's not a guy who can hide his emotions because his eyes get like snake-like,
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets a little bit like, dead in the eyes.
Yeah. Do you want to describe that conversation between him and Devins?
It was basically like the Angela Matt conversation from season 1, or is it not season 1, season 26.
Season 26.
Where like he goes in, and he clearly goes in with the intention of like, calm down, buddy. All right, you gotta be diplomatic. And he goes in there, and he is diplomatic. But at one point, he's basically like, "Hey, I thought we were cool because, like, if you want to fuck around, we can find out." That's basically what the vibe was of what he said. And then Devin's kind of like, he's trying to hide his smile. He's trying to hide his bloodlust.
Yeah, he was like, excellent. All the
he does
reason
that thing
I needed.
where like the dogs that are like really crazy do, where their lip starts quivering a little bit, but they're like smiling.
Yeah.
And then so he's like, all right. And then so Rome is like, are we cutting off this line of communications? And Devin's like, you're darn tootin'.
Yeah, that was so freaking funny.
Yeah.
Devins is like a fucking dog with a bone. He's just like a man looking for an interaction all day, probably.
Yeah.
Because Rome says something. He's like, oh, the relationship will change and the line of communication might be eliminated. And then Devins was like, all right, then it's eliminated now.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you how the relationship is now.
Devins is just like a grown-up, and Rome is a boy.
Well, I feel like
so
there's
clear in that conversation.
There's two parts of Rome that it's like fighting with himself. Like there's a part of him that's like the competitor, that's like was excited to be here playing this game and is probably like, I respect this as a game move. And then there's, the part of him that's like, my woman.
Yeah.
Agony.
Literally. He's clearly like a pretty passionate person. A PPP, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, does it get the best of him? Shall we fast forward to the veto?
Yeah.
So we get to the veto, and it is Jason, Lyric, Melody,
Devins, Barrett, Angela
competing, and they're playing in a like a flower gear puzzle competition.
Yeah, flower power.
Yeah, they're trying to make the whole like rotor move by putting the flower gears in the correct area. Yeah, it's a fucking puzzle. You know how puzzles work. And
Devins wins, which is great because he's like, I want to
have all the power.
I want to have all the power, and I want to be able to put up Rome and get rid of Rome, probably.
Now, this is a very interesting point in the week because they have all the power, they also have all the power to make a bad kind of silly move, in my opinion, which is that, like, to me, the most airtight situation. I mean, think about what your goal is for this week, right? Like, why are we trying to put Rome up? Why are we trying to put Lyric up? we're trying to break up the showmance. The only proven final two in the house. You know, we're trying to do that. And how do we guarantee that? We have to make sure that they're both on the block on Blockbuster night. And so
yeah, and if one of them's not, it's just like an extra vote for the other person, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And so it doesn't ultimately end up mattering, but Jason locks in. You know, he taps into something and he wins the veto.
Yeah, and like the whole time, you know, they ultimately end up obviously deciding to pull Lyric off because everybody again has this like weird dislike for Melody, even though she's not won a single.
What it is.
She has not a single competition win. She hasn't even come close, and she only has one ally, which is really like Drew. So
but that one ally is the reason why everyone dislikes her. I think.
Yeah, because they all want friggin' Drew to themselves for some reason, or they don't fully trust him, so they're just trying to eliminate his allies. I don't know.
Maybe the vets are being subliminally messaged too, where they're like, he's dressed in a certain way where I feel like he's gonna win the game.
Yeah, they're like, we have to weaken him now.
Well, he does seem to be one of the better insulated players in the house, and I feel like because of that, he also feels hard to eliminate, right? So, like, if you can't eliminate him, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna try to like at least get him in on your good side,
yeah,
or get on his good side.
He's got a lot of people. Like, he's not really on anyone's radar. He seems to have good relationships with everybody in the house. But yeah, ultimately they pull off Lyric, and then Lyric and Rome spend the whole week trying to convince everybody that they're not really together.
While simultaneously meeting up in dark corners to go, I miss you so much.
I love you so much.
I miss you, babe.
Yeah.
Every second away.
And then Lyric would go flirt with like Chuck and Yash would be like, oh my God, she's so into me.
I know, dude.
And then Chuck would be like trying to personally train her, but like also knowing that it's like a front. And then Lyric would go back to Rome and be like, talk to her about like the flirting and the personal training and be like, oh my God, this is so wrong what he taught you. It's actually like this.
That's like a cuck thing for like fit guys. It's just like, you got a personal... Wait, you didn't hit the deep squat? You didn't get your full range of motion? That's
oh
crazy.
My God, I can't believe... No, that's all wrong. You're working the wrong muscle for what you want.
So anyway, they put on this whole dog and pony show. No one buys it. Everyone's like, they're so fucking, you know?
Yeah.
And except for Yash, I guess. Yash is just like, I guess I do look pretty sick.
Yash is like, oh my gosh, she's so into me.
Oh, dude, the hair is working out.
Yeah.
So we get to Blockbuster night, and who replaces Jason on the block?
Nobody replaces Jason on the block.
Oh yeah, who replaces Lyric on the block?
It's Rome. Yeah. So obviously it's Rome.
Oh wait, I got it wrong. It wasn't Jason who won the veto. It was Jason who won the Blockbuster.
Yeah. Then they do the Blockbuster, which is another fucking puzzle. It's a lot of puzzles. Big Brother feeling lazy.
It's like one of those puzzles you see on like a YouTube 5-second unskippable ad where you have to like move the blocks until they're all the same
It's
color.
literally like the children's puzzle when you're like moving the things to match the little beads to each thing. So it's for a 5-year-old, and then so Rome can't do it for somehow. I don't know how he's not able to do it. Jason,
first of all, I think it's hilarious that everyone like pegged him as a comp beast when he didn't really win anything. You know?
Yeah.
He won like his safety in the first week.
Yeah, he won his safety. And that competition was only against like 3 other people, so it's not as many people to compete against. I mean, this wasn't either, but anyways, he ultimately lost. Jason pulled himself off. And Jason at this point has also done a lot of like begging and being like, oh my God, like let me come crawling back to you guys, and it's okay. Like I'll do anything to just like stay, even if I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. So we'll see how long that lasts.
And they also everybody also knows that Jason's position in the house is way more fucked than Rome's, you know? Like, Jason's a proven liar at this point, and I feel like Rome could salvage his position if given a couple of weeks of power, where it would take a little bit more for Jason, so I think they made the right choice.
Yeah, I feel like his only ally is really, like, Lyric, maybe. And he's capable of winning competitions, we've seen, so.
Yeah, but he's on the block against Melody, so it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah. But anyways, he pulls himself off the Blockbuster, so it's Rome and Melody, and then ultimately Rome goes. I think it's
unanimous. No, wait, 1 vote for him from Taylor.
Yeah. For some reason, Taylor.
She's loyal.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so he goes bye-bye. I was kind of rude. I'm not going to lie. At the beginning of him like trying to weasel his way out of his position, I was starting to root for him because I was like, I love a guy who tries,
Yeah, I felt like he was just like kind of clouded by his showmance. Like I feel like him and Lyric simultaneously were holding each other back,
For
because
sure.
because I think the way that he spoke to people, I felt like he was kind of going the right way about it. Like he wasn't speaking to people out of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a couple moments where he got too heated. Like obviously he called Haley a bitch, and then Kamu was
Dude,
like,
she seems to get under people's skin, dude.
she also has a lot of random hate for a lot of random people. So I don't know, maybe she's rage baiting, but then she's also like, you can't get mad at what I said. I'm a girl.
I know. That is a very rage baity thing to say.
But I'm also like, oh, it feels like, the sports in them. Is that like a sports thing, to be like talking shit and stuff at each other?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it is.
I think it's just part of the game a little bit also. But
yeah. So Rome leaves, and did either of us have him? No, we didn't.
you have a list, huh?
But it's on my
phone.
I will put the list over here, and if either of us
Ashley.
have, I'll put it over here or over here. One of these sides. Here's our ponies. Ashley's glue. Performative ass glue. Rainbow glue. And if either of us have Rome, which I don't remember right now, he'll be glue too.
I don't think we do.
I don't think we do either.
Yeah.
All right. And that takes us all the way until the current day.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And next up, we're going to be talking about, how we think every player stacks up early on this season.
We're doing power
as of
rankings.
this moment that we just talked about.
So who would we put at the bottom?
Yeah, who's in the roughest position in the house right now? Jason, probably?
I would think either Jason or Melody.
Melody has Drew, which is a big tick in her favor,
Yeah, but it seems like a lot of people just really, really don't like her, and I think she's an easy renom since she's touched the block, and she hasn't proven to win any competition. So I don't know that
also touched the block.
Yeah, but he can win competitions. So I just think like he's a little bit higher, and that we've seen like he can maybe pull himself off, and she can't.
Okay, I'm cool with putting Melody at the bottom, but I feel like Jason, just because. You know what? Maybe you're right, because he's so good at groveling. I do think that, given a couple days, he will eventually weasel his way into people's good graces,
Yeah, and Melody also just seems like she is above groveling, which I respect, but I'm also like, sometimes you have to.
Yeah, she seems like kind of cold,
Yeah, I think so. I'd put her at the bottom.
And Melody at the bottom, and are we cool with Jason next?
Yeah, Jason next.
I honestly just feel like Jason has to do so much work for anyone to make a final two with him, you know? Because everyone is going to have that in the back of his head, in the back of their head, that he has basically either talked shit or directly betrayed, all of his pals, essentially.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to write it down for us.
Okay.
Would that help you?
Mm-hmm. Jason.
Actually. There we go.
Jadon. And then I think I could see Lala going next. I can see Mallory.
I put Mallory.
Taylor, low-key.
I think Mallory.
Why Mallory? Because she has shown that she can win stuff,
Yeah, I feel like she's shown that she can win stuff. I feel like she might be an easy renom because she's already been up, and, it's obvious she's a little bit sensitive. So,
but
she's capable of winning. I just feel like she also doesn't have a ton of allies, and it also seems like she doesn't really hide her. It's clear who she likes and doesn't like, and it seems like she's not really willing to extend much to the other side.
Yeah, she hasn't really she doesn't seem like she's very prone to talking to people that she doesn't like. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I feel the same way about Taylor. I feel like, especially given that she voted for Rome, she is she seems to be willing to, or either she's completely oblivious to what the house wants, or she seems to be willing to go against the house to be loyal to a person who's like essentially a sinking ship, and I feel like that kind of decision making is not good either way, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I think she goes next.
Okay, and then Mallory.
Yeah, and then Mallory. Not like saying she's dumb, but like, you know, I just feel like her personality, it probably doesn't behoove her in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, I feel like she has an easier time talking to people than Mallory, but I don't know that she can pull herself off yet because she hasn't won anything that we've seen, whereas we've seen Mallory win stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I would put
Yash?
Lyric. I would put Lyric.
No, I feel like Lyric deserves to go up because a lot of the way the people in the crossovers and some people in the red corner were talking about her, it's almost like they were trying to get rid of Rome to get her in the fold, you know? Nobody was really thinking about targeting her. They were just like, she seems sweet enough. She seems like diplomatic enough to want to maybe join us.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's really in that bad of a position because she could say yes to an offer and, kind of skyrocket. I honestly feel like Yash, just because he's not like, he's close with Chuck, right?
He's close with Chuck.
Who else is he close with?
I feel like he rubs some people the wrong way, but
How did he rub people the wrong way?
no, I just mean like I feel like he doesn't have a lot of like relationships outside of Chuck.
Yeah, and I feel like he hasn't really made an effort really to, spread his wings, so to speak. Beyond his initial connection with like Rome and things like that, like he didn't try to pick up the pieces really after the Rome situation started to crash and burn.
He did seem to like conduct himself kind of well under pressure, like we've seen him win. And I do kind of feel like Rome might have hurt Lyric's game on the way out, being like, I love you and I don't care who knows it, And now she has to like.
That's not on her though. Like I think everybody in that situation is just like, that guy is wow. That's crazy. And I think Lyric probably was feeling the same way, just like, oh, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but I feel like their fake breakup thing might also hurt her credibility.
Oh, that's true. I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Whereas we haven't seen Yash lie. He's just more like, sometimes annoying.
I'm cool with putting Lyric below Yash, but I just feel like the way people were talking about her, they were almost trying to like recruit her.
I guess you're right about that. We could then what?
No one's talking.
No, you persuaded me. Okay, Yash, and then I'll put Lyric above Yash.
I didn't even say it a different way. I said the exact same thing I said 2 minutes ago.
Did you mention all the like poll for? I felt like not necessarily that people were polling for her. It's just that they really disliked Melody, so they didn't want her to come off also.
It could be that, yeah. I mean, it does seem like the dislike for Melody is pretty strong, especially with D. I feel like she just looked at her and was like, ugh, I can't with this.
Well, Angela and Haley have literally sat at a table and been like, oh my God, when she talks, it hurts our ears. And I'm like, God damn it. Where did this come from? What did she do?
I know, it's almost like they're in a book club together. Anyway. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with those being the next two.
Okay, I put Yash and then I put Lyric above Yash.
Ooh, now it gets kind of interesting. Lala next?
Yeah. Feels like she's kind of too high up there, honestly.
I put Lyric over. No, Lala has Angela's backing now.
Yeah.
So I feel like that might help her in the long run,
Oh my God. Hello. Okay, yeah.
Like Lala, I feel like after kind of having the illusion of Rome being burst for her, she's kind of like maybe trying to put out her feelers for other people that she could align herself with.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Lala could be above Lyric, or maybe even, switch with Lyric.
Lala and then Lyric.
I don't know. I feel like those two are interchangeable because they're kind of both hanging in the balance of being absorbed by a being
larger
absorbed by a bigger alliance, you know?
Yeah, they're not like fully free agents, but it does feel like they could be at any moment. Like they're not,
Yeah.
you know.
They could be well aligned soon, but it just depends on, whether those relationships blossom or not.
Or if they win any comps,
Right. And then next, Haley.
Haley or Kamu or Barrett or Chuck.
I think Haley because so many people actively dislike her. And she's also not shy about like talking shit, which I think is going to eventually come back to be relevant to her game, Because people are just going to hunt her with a fervor from the other side of the house because they also dislike her.
Yeah. What about...
Maybe Chuck next?
I feel like, Barrett or Chuck should be next.
Barrett should be higher up because of his final two with Drew, I think. But Chuck and then Kamu, maybe? Kind of the red corner.
Yeah. And then Barrett.
Honestly, there's a debate that some of the red corner are in better position than the people in the crossovers because they seem to be more actively targeted because they're vets, So it might stand a reason to have the vets be in 7, 6, and 5. And then Drew and then the people in the red corner.
I guess I would put Drew and Barrett higher.
Really?
Yeah, Drew and Barrett, because I feel like nobody's really looking at Barrett.
But people
right
are
now.
looking at Drew.
Yeah, people desperately want to work with him though. Oh yeah, kind of towards the top is a little bit harder. I would still put Angela pretty high up because
Even though she got such a big target on her back.
Yeah,
considering
even though
that she ran, like people think that she ran Devins' week.
Yeah, I would still
Maybe
put,
D it should be number 1 because I feel like D escaped her week putting really any blood on her hands.
Yeah, I would put D pretty high.
I would put Barrett in number 2 over Drew. Maybe Drew could be in like number 3.
I agree.
Do you feel that's right?
Yeah,
I
think that's just Angela.
Who between Angela and Devins? Wait, did you put Devins?
No.
Okay, there's
Angela
one more.
Devins.
Yeah. I feel like Devins, because people thought Angela ran his week, should be above Angela. Revenge.
Devins.
And then Angela. But dude, I feel like Kamu is really insulated because no one's looking at him and he has that alliance protecting him.
Yeah, I think maybe Angela below Chuck.
Yeah, I could see that. But then I would put Devins below Chuck because I feel like Angela and Devins are close. Just because they're both vets, they're both seen as like wily players, Yeah, I would put Drew above Kamu. Yeah, I feel good about that. I would put Drew above Kamu and Chuck just because he also has more power than both of them. He has the ears of more people.
I think I pretty much agree with this list. For the
Okay,
most part.
so to run through the list, the person in the worst position is Melody because no one liked her for some reason. How are you going to run game show or corporate game shows when you have no likability?
I don't know that it's all her fault, man.
E33.
I don't know that it's all her fault.
It's not all her fault. There seems to be a lot of women who, don't like her in the house, and I wonder why. Jason, because he is a messy boy by his own proclamation.
And no credibility.
No credibility, but maybe eventual growth because of how shameless he is.
Yeah.
Vinny, a lot of Vinny in him.
We'll see.
A lot of Vinny in him.
We'll see.
Next is Taylor because she seems a little bit too honorable for the game, low key.
Yeah.
Then it's Mallory because she seems a little bit like too emotionally honest.
Right.
Like she seems like also she is not very good at making friends with people that she isn't already like vibing with.
Yeah.
Yash, similar reasons. He seems kind of obtuse. He seems like a guy who would be more friendly and social than he is, but for some reason hasn't really been.
Yeah.
He really hit it off with Rome and didn't really, decide to get off that ship when it was smart. So That's why he's in that place. Then it's Lala because Then it's Lala because she is starting to become more friendly with some people on the other side of the house, you know, and obviously people have a tenderness for her because she is a spunky old lady, and everyone's, you know, rooting for her on some level. And next is Lyric. Similar reasons. I think everyone thinks she's like young and like impressionable.
Yeah, they're two likable ladies.
Yeah. Similar reasons on the opposite ends of the age spectrum, but like similar reasons why both of them are kind of in the similar area because they both seem to be like being pulled towards the larger alliances, you know? And then next are Haley, who is lower than her compatriots in the red corner because she just talked too much shit, I think.
Yeah, and she hasn't won anything yet, so.
Yeah. Yeah, for someone who hasn't contributed a lot to her alliance, she's done a lot of the shit talking. So she's actually drawing a lot more ire than someone who hasn't done anything should, which is why she's lower. And then Angela and Devins are just the front-facing, like, you know, they're like the manifestations of the veterans.
Yeah.
And clearly, people seem to think that Angela is like the brains of the operation,
Yes.
which is why she's lower than Devins, who people might just think is unpredictable, you know?
Yeah, or the workhorse.
Yeah. And then next we have the other two members of the red corner who are largely laying low, which is why they're higher up. But Kamo has a lot of say in that alliance, and he seems to be like the de facto leader that they're letting him be, you know, because they're like, oh, you're the big guy. Yeah, this alliance is our only alliance.
Yeah.
And then next up we have Drew and Barrett, who are in a final two with each other. Drew is very well insulated, and Barrett is well insulated by Drew and by the crossovers.
I feel like, nobody's really looking at him also as like a...
Yeah, he seems to have good connections with people in
target.
the house.
Yeah.
And also, he has a healthy skepticism about everything, which I think is indicative of a good Big Brother player.
Yeah.
And number one is D, because she did a lot of stuff to help her game without getting essentially any blood on her hands for her week.
Yeah.
And of all the veterans, I think she has the lowest threat level because people don't seem to think that she ran her week and probably only think of her largely as a competitor.
Yeah. Yeah, and they honestly are going to think of her, they're not going to think of her as somebody who's even good at every kind of competition, given that she hasn't won the puzzles and then has been like, I don't know anything. I'm an airhead.
Yeah, she's been playing down her threat level. Also, you know, Bear has a crush on her. So, you know, that's always helpful.
Yeah.
And, so I feel like those are I actually do feel like we nailed it. We pretty much got it.
We'll see
how
if
I
it's
feel.
wrong or right in the next couple weeks.
We
see.
will. And, so that's our end of week 2 power rankings. And you can check in with us throughout the season to see how that changes, how wrong we were. You know, you can leave mean comments, call us stupid, you know, call us fucking alcoholics, whatever you want. Abuse us.
Yeah.
And now we're going to abuse ourselves because it's game time.
Game time.
Game time.
First up, Tian's going to be blind ranking moments from season 26.
Because basically, this season has kind of been season 26 in a lot of ways.
Lots of parallels, lots of craziness so far. Only
Both
2 weeks
involving
in.
Angela. All right. Hit me.
All right. First up, Vinny's crash out in the final game.
Oh, in the final 3 competition?
Mm-hmm.
When he was like, stop it! No!
Oh, no, wait. That's season 27.
Oh.
My bad. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Season 26.
All right, hit me.
Starting off with a moment that you can never forget. Angela's first crash out. Crazy eyes! This was great for a low-budget movie performance. That scene.
She just had so many that were funny. That one felt like a little uncomfortable because it felt like it came out of nowhere, and I remember watching it in the moment and being like, man, this woman's kind of like off her rocker.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really a fan of her really yet, so it didn't hit the same for me in the moment as it probably would if I were to watch it back. So maybe, I mean, how many are there total? You have to tell me that.
5.
5 total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That'll be 4 for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next moment is Tucker calling out Quinn in front of the entire house.
As like a not Tucker enjoyer, I have to put that 5. Yeah. I just feel like,
What did you put the first one again?
4.
4? Okay,
Yeah.
and then 5. Okay.
But didn't he crash? No, he crashed out at Cedric because he misremembered their conversation.
Oh, yeah.
That's
and then
what
he was
happened,
like,
yeah.
dude, you lied. And then he was like, no, I literally told you not to do this and
Yeah.
that we didn't have the votes. Okay. Next up, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Leah ultimately not winning that second veto and then not putting Chelsea up.
Is that a moment? That's just like a blunder.
I feel like a blunder is a moment.
Is that like a moment? Like, I wish I could put that 5. I'll put that 3 then, since that's the lowest available.
Okay. Okay, next up, another iconic moment from our season 26 and season 28 favorite. Angela crying over her charcuterie.
It was funny. Just didn't like really, like Brooklyn wasn't an impactful enough character to like have for that moment to hit the way that, it's not that great. 2 since it's the lowest available.
Okay. Next up, Mackenzie winning OTEV in a record-breaking amount of time.
Well, I mean, like, that's a good number 1 for sure, but, like, that was one really great moment and then 4 very mid moments.
Oh, I tried to make them some good moments, some mid moments, I tried to make them, like, not all game, but then some game.
And our final game today is Adouria is going to be guessing the Big Brother player based on the painting or artwork, one or the other, okay? And first up, we'll start you off easy, all right? We have this Rothko. It's called Untitled Red.
Is it Rachel Riley?
Yeah. There you go. All right, next up we have this one is called Guernica, and it's like war and chaos.
It's about one player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Angela? Chaos. That's about chaos
Mm-hmm.
and war.
Mm-hmm.
It's about somebody crazy. Am I allowed any hints?
Yeah, you can ask for hints.
I want a hint.
Yeah, my first hint was that it's about chaos and war. That's the hint.
Oh my god. Is it about Tucker?
Mm-mm.
I have one more guess. Chaos and war. Oh, is it about Devon's?
Yes.
Doy.
There you go. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we have a piece called The Gorgon.
The Gorgon.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Morgan the Gorgon?
Yeah. All right. Next up, this is just called The Hamburgers.
Is it about Ashley?
Did I make these too easy?
No, I mean
yeah, it's about our resident season 28 performance artist herself, Ashley.
she made it herself.
Ashley Trail is her last name.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have the Colosseum.
It's about Rome. No, keep going.
All right, next up we have the Blonde Lady.
Oh, this could be about a multitude of blonde ladies. Is it about Leah?
Mm-mm.
Is it about Melody?
Mm-mm.
Is it about Angela?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It's Janelle.
Oh,
All right, this one is called The Prodigal Son. A little harder, a little more metaphorical.
The prodigal son. Is it about Vinny and or Keanu?
Good guess, but no.
Is it about Derek and or Cody?
Mm-mm.
Is it about Prodigal Son? Is that maybe about Evil Dick and Danielle?
Nope.
More literal.
It's about Jared and Suri.
Okay, that was my next quiz.
Oh yeah, sure.
My fourth. It was my fourth.
All right, this one is called. I'm pretty sure it's called Kitchen Utensils.
Whoever this one's about is fucked up. Calling them a utensil.
Don't think too much about that.
Or is it that? Are they a chef? Is it about Lisa?
Mm-mm.
Is it about? Is it about Drew? Because the tool shed. Tools in the kitchen. Okay.
Nope.
Fuck. This one's hard. Is it? I don't know. This one is hard. It's not about. I've already have a hint.
The hint is that don't think about a job. Think about what's actually in the painting.
Oh, pots and pans. Is about Josh.
Yeah.
Ah.
And that's it. You got one. We're not counting that one. We're not. You missed that one. You missed that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 9. Not bad.
6'9".
Yeah, 69.
I got it.
Yeah, 69. Go home and 69 your significant other.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.